Well, don't you cause me some problems. Okay, so we gotta... No, it can't go around the bottom. Because this is bad. First of all, like, if I want to go down here, that's also bad for other reasons. Okay, so I can't, like, get you around on this side, but here you just go in the water. I can push you up? Yes. Then go around. That's unhelpful. So you'll lay down flat on this tree. Pushing you down won't solve anything, but pushing you up lets me offset you by one tile, and then I can't move you anymore, so that was very smart, and I nailed it. And now we have a raft that I can't use. Cool. That's neither of the things I'm trying to do. I figured the easy mode solution is to make a short bridge here. That just seems like the most obvious candidate. The hard mode solution is to make a raft up here, and then I can push off the left rock, then the top rock, and go flying down. Which might actually hit this island too? I can't see the dimensions of this island. I kind of get the feeling that it probably stops at the exact same... It probably stops right here. On this... Y, I guess. X? Y? Shit. Whatever. Because he'd probably drift past it. Otherwise, why would there be two ways to potentially get there? Unless it's the only way to get there. Maybe. But this is not useful. But this is useful. So I suppose the problem is that this is my first step. Because I found the big complicated series of steps to get this one to go there, and this log does not help me do that. Except for the fact that it's in the way. It starts off being in my way, so I... But I can push this one down, and then push you up. There we go. But now how do I get you? Oh wait, yeah, I can run over you. I think we're good. I just need to remember the steps I did last time, which I don't necessarily remember, admittedly. It's around here. Hey, get out of here. Snowman. Friend. Anyway, bye. New direction. Ah. Aw. You're not new. You hinted at new things, though, but you're not new. It is interesting having, like, no indication of progress, except for the map slowly uncovering. There is no, like, check mark on each island saying, you did it! And, like, there's no, like, way of specifically highlighting spots that you've not solved yet, or even an overall completion percentage of anything, or anything like displayed overtly, as far as I can tell, which changes the context of a lot of the stuff. It's like it really is just like it all serves the function of being open world landscape, but wildly involved open world landscape, because every part of it's potentially another platform, another every open world service is potentially another puzzle location, maybe even several. So everything is kind of a means to an end, where you can like spot new places you might be able to get to, and so you need to go find the island that might make it possible to get there. And you wonder things. Like, what's going on up here? There's an island above here. Of course, you always gotta wonder, like, is the context of this thing that I can solve it from here? I don't think I even noticed this before. It's really faint, but there's a shoreline right here that was basically more visible during the zoom out screen. That raises questions. We only have 2 short trees and no shoreline rocks, so I can't make a raft with these 2 trees that would get there. But there is a question of what I could do elsewhere. Like, here's a new way across, which means I can reset this island and try something else here. Like my OG raft idea. That's not really a raft idea. Doesn't really work as a raft idea because if I, even if I make a raft here, I would just push off the rock back to where I already am. There's no trick to getting over to the other side, I think. Still, if I were able to make a raft, you could almost make... no. None of the trajectories really work out there. I almost want save states so I can reset islands back to the way they were when I got to them, but solved. Before I fool around and make weird choices with them. I've been here for a bit. Let's try a different region. I don't want to keep bashing against the same spaces that I've already potentially been stuck on anyway. There's an island like... Oop. There's an island right here that I've never interacted with. I'm sure it's because I was stuck. Sure seems doable. So why wasn't it? For one, this island can only be pushed... This tree can only be pushed left or down, which is just worse than left. That's obviously useless. Alright, well I think I just solved it. One of those use the other island situations. You solve the other islands and then you create a circular path that lets you circumvent the obstacle that was stopping you in the first place. Those are sneaky. Because they can... You never know when the solution's going to arrive. So you just get an unsolvable island, it feels like, and then you play a bunch of other puzzles, and then you, subtly in the background, the island that was unsolvable suddenly seems solvable, but you don't even necessarily know when that happened and when to look at it. There's no reveal moment of, ah, and that's when the island became possible. Okay, so I could only end over end if I wanted to go that way. But rolling it off like here is trash. These directions are also both trash. There's no way to... Yeah, there's no interactions for that. Or that. Every direction's bad. Same. Okay. So you must need to use this one to save the other one somehow. Uh-oh. Oh, maybe. Because that makes it stop in a different spot. Which is probably valuable. Then this rolls over here. There we go. Boom! I'm basically a genius, just don't read the comments. Now we're over here. I'm just titling these videos after the museum things I find, because I don't know what to call any other part of this game. There aren't level names. It's itself being a departure. Almost like it was a intentional... I mean, everything's intentional, it's designed, it's a video game. But like, almost like that was like the outset. Like, it's gonna be this wandering journey, so it's not even gonna have distinct levels. It's not like Baba Is You, like you walk into this area and here's the name of this Baba Is You level. Come play the Baba Is You level. And then all of the patch notes are all referencing, like, we tweaked blah blah blah. Blah 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 is different now. That level has different solution, or blah 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 blah. I don't even know what you do in the patch notes for this game. If there are any. What am I hoping for right now? What do I want to do? I could push... There's no nearby island, so it's definitely a raft, and you have to push off of an island, off of a rock for a raft to matter. But if I put it right here, I can only push off the rock to the right, which would push me left, which doesn't make me, which I wouldn't be able to move. There's no ocean in that direction. So it's either below this rock, or to the right of this rock, below this rock, or above this rock. The biggest rock is often the primary candidate for this kind of thing. Let's see, if I push you across, then I can push you down. At which point it's easy enough to get you in here. But how hard is it for you to get there? Pushing you up or down gets me in trouble, but I can't push you... Can't push you further right because of the stump. Down puts you in the water, but the big log wouldn't stop that anyway. Because it would just make you not move at all. If I pushed you up, then right, you'd stop on the stump, and is that helpful at all? Not really. You're now blocked on multiple directions, and the only way to push you is back where you came from. I can't push you up to make you stand up, and I can't push you down because there's a rock. In fact, that rock's the reason for both. I can't push you to the right. But yeah, that earlier rant about the comments is interesting, because if you just listen to the feedback about puzzle game videos, the feedback is that nobody wants them, more or less. Like it's definitely worth questioning the level of backseat and frustrated comments you do, because a small channel starting out will just get those ones. And then you just encourage people not to cover puzzle games, and then that hurts the puzzle game community and the exposure of an already niche genre that has limited exposure, because all the big channels certainly don't. They're making like high impact highlight reel style videos for kids. So it's rare for someone to take an interest in the first place and think that there might be an audience for it. And if all the feedback is discouraging, then they'll just stop, which is what I did for years. It's always worth questioning what kind of comments you leave on the channels of small on the videos of small channels. Because people get used to shouting into a void on large channels, just screaming at nothing and no one can hear them, basically, most of the time. It's incredible watching a live stream that has thousands and thousands of viewers and just, you can't even read the chat. It's just an infinite stream of rapid-fire text that goes faster than you can ever process it. And yet people are still typing. To who? To what? I don't know. It's just a human psychology thing, I guess. But people getting used to the idea that that they're speaking into a vacuum can lead to the comments, like the default form of commenting getting like vaguely abusive. People talk about anonymity, and that could be an aspect of it, but at the same time, I think it's also the lack of pushback that they get. Often leads to the comments just being the worst sometimes, because they're just not. It feels more and more like the comments are going at no one, even though they're being at someone. So you get to like vent and get that vileness out of you that you feel like getting out of you, that you can't say to like the people at your work or whatever that you want to say it to and stuff like that. So people use it as an outlet. But if you're on a small channel, if you comment on the videos of a small channel, then it's not a victimless outlet. It's just going straight at somebody. And if they look at their dashboard for comments, it's very visible. And even at a channel my size, I get like a few comments per hour total most of the time. So it's pretty slow stream a lot of the time until there's a burst of activity for whatever reason, like a premiere or something. So for like an hour, every time I refresh the dashboard, I'll see the same comment there, and sometimes it's just like a really shitty comment, and it's hard not to just reply eventually. Or just stop reading comments. Neither of which are very great outcomes. I'm really stuck right now. And maybe it's because I'm podcasting a bit. But every now and then I like to talk about the nature, what's going on. So what bothers me is, yeah, like when it gets here, I can't push it to the right. But that's also useless. I'm pretty fixated on this being the spot because it feels like the most reasonable one. Like, how would I ever like push the big hook down, big log down here and hooking it behind this rock or behind the other rock? So on top of the visual signifier of this being the big rock, as if to say it's the solution, it's also the one that I can slide out in this direction and create a platform. So I can't push this one down when it's in this configuration. I can walk across it here. Oh, is this it? And then this does what I did before. Hey! And we're going somewhere. Emperor's new clothes. This spectacular ceremonial outfit was created for a popular ruler. The clothes is so sophisticated that it's actually invisible to unrefined observers. If you cannot see this outfit, we suggest you book a place on the Monster Finishing School Package holiday. So the whole premise of the Emperor's new clothes is this like fear of exclusion feeling, this way that if you have a whole room of people all praising something or all saying one opinion or thing, that out of a fear of being excluded you'll respond by just expressing the same opinion as everybody else or the same thought, and even if it means believing in something that clearly doesn't exist or claiming to see a thing that you can't see that everyone else sees, because you don't want to be the weird one or the one that's even potentially more hostilely rejected depending on the situation. And I think the prototypical example is this idea that this grand emperor having this beautiful, extravagant new costume, the emperor's new clothes, and he's naked, and everyone in the room's praising his new outfit, so you do too. In this case, though, they fell victim to it, but not really. There's like two levels of irony here. It's like at first it sounds like they fell victim to the very idea that the Emperor's new clothes totally existed. Like they said like, wait, it's so great that it's invisible. Like they're logicking, they're rationalizing the idea that the Emperor's new clothes must actually exist, and it's just you're just so unrefined you can't see it. So they're falling for the metaphor example in like one layer deeper, like not just like giving in to the idea of it existing, but instead being aware that it doesn't exist, but obviously everyone says it exists, so it must really exist, so you compromise the two by being like, it's invisible, because it's just, you're unrefined. But then it ends on like they use this idea that to sell it to people. So they actually know they're full of shit, but they're trying to trick you for not understanding the metaphor. I'm back here now. That's really weird to have two separate islands both land here. Oh yeah, that's the did I say islands? Two separate rafts landing here. That's the that's the statue I saw in the fog. So we went right past the island with this one, and then I saw that statue, and now we finally found it. We did it. Like it or not, and shit. The hover sofa. In some of these cases, I don't know what the joke is, necessarily, besides them just misinterpreting something. But I don't know if the misinterpretation is supposed to be an intended clever thing, because the Emperor's New Clothes thing is like multiple layers deep of clever. So, but then the hover sofa is just lost on me, and I don't know what its point is. So this is weird, right? There's a secret island here. It looks like the surrounding islands here don't feature any rocks to push off of, so you probably arrived from the distance. I'm looking at the complex series of rocks, trying to figure out the trajectory you would take. Like, what is the order in which you would push off these rocks to arrive there? What's noteworthy is that there's a lack of corners. Usually, if you're going to turn a corner via rocks, there's two rocks next to each other, so that when you collide with one, you can push off the other one to go in a different direction. If it's one rock completely alone in the middle of the ocean, and you hit it with your raft, and then you push off of it, you're just gonna go back where you came from. You have to be able to push off a different rock than one you collided with. But I think what complicates this is that you might be on a... You probably are on a raft that's too wide. Do I have a mouse? Yeah, okay. So I'm suspecting that you get a raft that's this big, and you come from above. So you'll come drifting down, land here, hit this rock, but the other side of you is here, so you push off that rock to go here, and then you'd be on the island. That seems reasonable. I don't know about these other two rocks, why they're here, besides just to obscure the solution. Oh, we're back to the exact place I was stuck in before. Wait. Didn't I just... Didn't I just solve that to get to the Emperor's New Clothes? That got me there. Wait. Is it that bonkers? So I think it got down here because it was one wide, right? Let's rewind, because I can watch the journey again. Sure, idly walk around a lot. So I went right through the rocks, right? Perfectly the right size. If I was one longer to the right, like if I got an extra log in here and they combined into a double raft. I wish I could pause right here. I would collide there, but then I wouldn't be able to go anywhere. But I think I'm wrong about the trajectory I was suspecting then. Because I go through here. So if it was too wide, via me getting some extra log in here somehow, I would end up here. And all I could do if I was floating here is push off this to go back where I came from. I can't reach this or that to go over here. But if I was a 1 log here, I couldn't go anywhere but back. If I was a 2, I could push down and go here, but that would just take me to here again, which is useless. Maybe these are just a shield. Like if you come drifting from the right into this direction somehow, you could never get to this island because you'd always have to just push back to where you came from and never reach here. Or at best, you might be able to discover this place in a different way. Then maybe you do have to discover this place via the local islands? I don't know. I continually don't understand that one. Also, the footstep icons are up here. Is that still the... It's still you. Yeah, I can't push off of you. I do find myself wondering, is there like a secret mechanic here? Like, this is 1 wide. So if I push the log into here, I can walk across. But like, how do I get the log away from the stump? I'm right about this, aren't I? Like, you can't do anything about this? Does it always push you to the right? Like, no matter what direction I go into, do I always come out the right? In fact, this thing creepily turns all the way around to let me out. Even if I hold left when I leave, I still come out of the right side. It's like, this way doesn't get it out, that way doesn't get it out. That puts it back where it started. Can I push you into it? No. You can't push it further, so you can just set it back up. This is continually all I can do. In fact, it's symmetrical. There's 1 rock here, and 1 rock-like thing here. I don't see it. It feels like there's a trick. Because it's right there. In fact, I feel like the dot dot dot, not dot dot dot, it's not an ellipses. It does feel like... Hello, nice tree. You default to being on that side of it. It does feel like the fact that there's footsteps on the map is supposed to indicate that this is the way to go. Is this map wait. What? Oh, I got there from over there, then pushed myself over here. I haven't been here yet. I thought this would just take me back where I came from, but I actually haven't been here yet. Whoops. It's fine. I found plenty of other things to do. So here's the dot. Okay, I keep calling it a dot dot dot. So here's the footsteps. So I think that's where they encourage you to go to continue beating the game, essentially. So I was missing something there, but I thought it was a puzzle, like on the island. I was right to think like, oh, this led to a tease of what might be the ending of the game. But I failed to notice that I had... Because I got distracted trying to solve the island for a bit back when I first got there. And then by the time I finished trying to solve the island and realized that it wasn't doable, I just didn't remember that I had bounced twice to get where I was. So bouncing off that rock would take me somewhere new. Well, this has to go down. That's the only way onto the island. This takes me somewhere new. Don't necessarily fully have a plan yet. So if I went here, there's not really a way to make a bridge, right? And I doubt, with the rock being in the way and the narrow hallway-ness, I doubt you could make one go here. So it seems like the solution is to push this that way forward. But because of the stump rule, you can't really get it out of there. If I go across here, I can push it back. Which might give me some new options. Somehow. Maybe not entirely useful ones. It enables me to have that one stop here. Might be useful in some way. Whoa! Well, that's never happened before. You can make a raft on land. And it becomes a platform you can walk around on if you use a stump. And it gets stopped by stumps. Creates a shitty little island that dooms me. I can't reach any of the rocks around me with this. Is this a mechanic I'm supposed to discover to solve this level, or did I just stumble into this? This stump's in my way, so I can't get it past this stump to make it go up here. There's no way to push it right. Unless one of you was over here? Definitely putting me in that some of that Steven sausage roll headspace where I'm like, how did I never encounter this interaction? It feels like the whole, like, did they have to carefully construct every single puzzle up until now to never allow me to do that exact interaction? Because, like, yeah, there are really consistent rules of how everything works, so, like, you probably could avoid that somehow, but it seems insane. Like, completely insane that that would even be doable. I basically have to do this, right? Shit. How did I do that? It was like this, and that. So that's a version of that without me losing the log, I suppose. I just thought about, like, if this raft gets by that rock, then I could, and this one was up there, then I could push it. I don't know if there's any usable interactions here. Just, can I get it away from the log? Because if these were both up by one more, then if I was standing on the raft, I could push this log, and it would stand up here, so I could push in the water and make a bridge. Is there any way to make this go anywhere else? I mean, they've locked me out of interactions mostly, so it's just the useless direction or the good direction, but neither of them help this puzzle. Meanwhile, this log's in a bad spot where it'll go in the water pretty much no matter what. What will this do? Mostly confusing things. What a weird situation to be in. And it's not falling over. Like, this is useless. Not sure if relevant. Hey, there we go. We stumbled upon it. Basically on accident after fooling around for a long time with a weird solution. So yeah, making a raft on land didn't help. But yeah, having a raft at the end of a stick, so because if it's perpendicular you can't walk onto it, but if you turn the perpendicular thing, if you two wrongs make a right in this case, if there's two perpendicular ones at the end that you roll, then it becomes a platform you can use eventually. But hey, we've discovered a weird mechanic that could come in place in who knows where, including places I've been to before, maybe? That's hard to say. Okay, so this half of the island's completely cut off. So this has to happen. That's how this puzzle more or less starts. This up direction's pretty useless looking, so it's probably this down direction. Can't do much with this. Or this. It's probably this. And this. I can push this. Or do I want to? Oh, here we go. Okay. I guess that also works. Pocket watch. These portable slices of time made it easier for humans to spare a moment for each other. We aren't exactly sure how these transactions worked, but clearly the time contained in a pocket watch was valuable, as it was often chained to the wearer's coat. Their most prized possession. They think they were like chronomancers. We could trade time with each other on the fly. What an advanced civilization we humans are. Pat on the back, everybody. What is this log for? That's weird, right? I have a bonus log. There's nothing here. That's interesting. It definitely feels like a suggestion that it's for something. Because there's just an extra tree here. There's a bonus tree. This one lets me go... Oh. I see the problem. There's a rock in the way, so I can't actually leave in that direction. What we in the industry call a dick move. And do something weird here? I've done it. What have I done? Good question. Yeah, there's a rock on the way, so I can't just push this down. But that's like the only option available besides pushing it right. If I push it down... I can't... There's a stump here, so I can't roll that log across this one to, like, make a raft at the end. If it landed here at the end, it would make a raft, and I could walk off the side, and it would be good. But I can't do that, because there's a log in the way. Unless no, I could do that, potentially. I can't roll it across the log, but if I can do this in some variation, I could have it standing up here, then tip it over onto this log, then push it over. So I need it to be, I need to offset its current position by 1, because I need to stand up here, which means standing up here, and so on. Hey! That was easier than expected. I thought we were in more trouble than that. You're also useless again, thanks for that, I guess. Wow, thanks. Okay. I need bridge down. Not bridge down. My god. So the rock blocks my ability to get behind this, otherwise I would just push it down here and we'd be done here. So that's not what it is. Both directions will knock it off the cliff. Both will knock it off the cliff. Both will knock it off the cliff. It does feel like this is the way to go. Do I want to block it? Can I block it? It's not much of an upgrade. Ooh, no. I did go and make a bridge up there. That's interesting. Maybe I should do that with you instead. Yes. I did it. Okay, so that's completely blocked off. I can't go above this, so this has to happen. And then either I can make you useless, or I can make you not useless. What a conundrum. Yep, that works. And that works. There's nothing here. The hedgehog effigy? Constructed using mild cheese cubes and pineapple parts, these prickle pig figurines were a common offering at parties for young Englandlanders. The precise symbolism of the prickle pig is unclear, but some parents like to add a glace cherry nose. Glace? Glace. From Disco Elysium. Nah, brah, it's just, they just wanted to eat the food, but they wanted it to be in finger food mode. There's something down there, and looks like a tie-dye turtleneck? Who would ever? The television wand! These ornate sticks were used to summon or banish entertainment from an electrical box. Possession of the stick allowed the human user to choose what the entire group must watch, so the stick was the focus of much conflict. Yep. Alright.